Hey, Black Moses.
Yes.
You know how I've been doing interviews lately?
Yeah, what, like 3 presidents already?
Dude, 3 presidents already. I'm like half, at least almost all the way through all the living presidents. You know? Why isn't the podcast popular yet? I've interviewed all these presidents. That should show for something.
I think most of these presidents people like, you got to get like a controversial president, like, I don't know.
I interviewed Trump first. Can't get more controversial than that. But anyway, you know what? It's no big deal this week, the celebrity interview. No big deal.
We're gonna get our fans, and then what's gonna happen is when we blow up so much, they're gonna be listening to these first 3 or 4 episodes and 10 and 12, and like, man, why wasn't I watching at the beginning? I caught on in the tailspin, and then by then we'll have $1 million, sponsors, like,
exactly.
Houses. Houses. Do you like to live in a place? Live in a house?
I've given a lot of thought to making the show popular, and I think crucifying myself was an idea I had. But let's try interviewing more presidents first. Hey, I interviewed George Bush, dude. George W. Bush, G-Dub, fellow Texan. And
you said federal tax?
Fellow Texan for you.
Oh, fellow Texan. Oh.
Yeah.
So you said federal tax. I was thinking about Trump. But go ahead.
And here's my interview with President George Bush. President George Bush, thank you very much for doing my podcast. I'm honored to have you on the show.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Every day is a blessing.
That's true, sir. It's good to hear your spirits high. I recently started this show. I'm trying to build an audience. You're my 3rd presidential interview, and I just can't seem to get the show on the radar.
You're working hard to put food on your family.
I would never put food on my family, sir. But yes, sir, it's crazy how hard it is to stand out in podcasting or YouTube just because of the sheer volume of content. It's hard to get a following. I do, however, have a stalker named Rosita.
Be grateful.
I will, sir. You're a very positive person. I just wanted to say how impressed I was with your leadership after the 9/11 attacks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I mean, maybe not everybody agreed with your politics, but you were a very good leader during that horrific terrorist attack.
It's the best thing that happened to me.
Whoa. Well, I'm sure you're not talking about the actual attacks, but rather your relationship with the country?
Yeah, I learned a lot.
What did you learn, Mr. President?
Thank you for asking. All Americans can be proud. The greatest nation on the face of the earth.
You're a true patriot, Mr. Bush. Sir, your last day in the White House, what was going through your mind when you handed off the presidency to Barack Obama?
I got to go to Vegas.
Really? You wanted to gamble right away?
Did I say those words?
Yes, sir, like 2 seconds ago.
Just making sure you were paying attention.
Of course, Mr. Bush. Sir, how do you start a normal day?
You wake up?
Well, I assumed that, but after you wake up, how do you spend your day?
I like to fish. I like to mountain bike.
That's really cool that you're keeping up an active lifestyle.
Well, thank you very much.
Mr. President, we all make mistakes. Do you feel you made any mistakes during your time as Commander-in-Chief?
I'm not telling you.
Come on, sir. It's okay to make mistakes.
I'm not telling you.
Well, okay, sir, but when somebody accuses you of making a mistake, how do you respond?
Blame somebody else.
Really?
I know the speculation, but I'm the decider, and I decide what is best.
Fair enough, sir. Have you ever watched The Flintstones?
Tough questions.
It's not really a tough question, sir. You know, like Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. It's a great cartoon.
Barney is my dog.
Well, maybe we should talk about politics. I mean, what was I thinking asking a former president about cartoons anyway? Sir, the 2020 elections are coming up. What are your thoughts?
Now, there may be some tough times here in America, but this country's gone through tough times before.
That's true.
Reflect on those words.
I just did. It took me less than 2 seconds. Moving on, sir. First of all, I hope you're enjoying the interview.
I'd like to stay here all day.
Well, I'm flattered, sir. All day might not work. But let's talk about Donald Trump. What's the first word that comes to your mind?
He was humble.
Really? Wow, you think he's doing a good job?
A really good job. He was humble in victory.
Okay. Mr. President, I heard that Donald Trump visited you at the White House during your presidency. What did you say to him?
Welcome to the White House.
Well, I assume that. I mean, what did you talk about?
I basically said, if you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
Holy Lord, Mr. President. Wow, I heard that he propped his feet up on a table once owned by Thomas Jefferson. What did you say to him?
Feet off the Jeffersonian table.
Yep, I would have said the same thing, Mr. President. Sir, what is the biggest lie you ever told?
I told people I could read.
Oh, wow, sir, I had no idea.
It's a challenge. I didn't realize I had dyslexia.
Well, sir, let's change topics. Mr. President, what do you say to a person of color who's doing a good job?
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
Hold the fort. Mr. President, I don't think that's appropriate. It wasn't even appropriate 60 years ago.
My lawyer is a Latino.
Sir, let's get back to fishing. You like to fish?
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Oh, so when you catch the fish, you throw them back?
That's a dangerous hypothetical question.
Well, I think it was a pretty straightforward question.
There's an old saying in Tennessee.
Go on, sir.
Fool me once. Shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
You still can't get that right, sir?
It's a challenge.
Well, let's quickly change the subject to furniture. Mr. President, how do you like your couch?
It is comfortable.
Excellent. Call me a crazy guy. I was just really interested in your couch.
Thank you for asking.
And thank you for sharing, sir. One more random question, if I may. Mr. President, if you have your hands in your pockets, then you take your hands out of your pockets, what happens?
The left hand now knows what the right hand is doing.
You nailed it, sir. Let's get back to the 2020 elections. With either outcome, what do you see in America's future?
It'll take time to restore chaos.
I really don't think so. I think the chaos is already here, and it'll probably just get worse. What do you think of the idea that Donald Trump is at fault for the coronavirus?
If you got a problem, blame somebody else.
I understand, sir. I mean, first of all, we got to realize how ridiculous it is to blame a person for a virus. It's insane. I can't get behind that idea at all. Sir, what do you think about feminists?
The United States of America is engaged in a war against a extremist group of folks.
Word, Mr. President, word. It can get a little extreme. Everything seems a little extreme these days, you know, politically and culturally. I'm a little worried about society in general.
This society of ours is going to change. One heart, one soul, one conscience.
That's a beautiful statement, sir. Wow, that was like John Lennon's Imagine. You're a good fella, President Bush.
Well, thank you very much.
Sir, what do you think about the internet?
Children living in the dark dungeons of the internet.
Oh, good Lord. What can we do about that?
I have filters on internets. I hear there's rumors on the internets.
Yes, sir, there is. That's basically what the internet has become. Mr. President, have you met any onion farmers lately?
I met an onion grower today at the airport when I arrived, and he said, you got to help me find people that'll pull onions.
Really, sir?
You know, I'm serious.
Another very important question, Mr. President. Do you like pie?
Now, sometimes I like the size of the pie. Sometimes I didn't particularly like the slices within the pie.
What's your favorite pie?
Texas.
A Texas pie? I've never heard of that.
It's great.
Any interesting stories for our listeners about your time as president?
I remember meeting a mother of a child who was abducted by the North Koreans right here in the Oval Office.
Sir, how could you let that happen right there in the Oval Office?
And it is I think it is.
Sir?
Tell people why I say that. I mean, I think it's hard for me to explain why that was the case.
Probably, sir, probably. I understand you have to leave, sir. I hear you have a schedule.
It's really important. I'd like to stay here all day, but I gotta go to Vegas.
Vegas?
Vegas.
Vegas?
Vegas.
Okay, Mr. President. Well, thank you for talking with me.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I got to go to Vegas.
Well, good luck, sir.
Thank you very much.